Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines we have for you. Recession, we're going to talk about it. Stuart Alderati in the news. Digital Pound Foundation and Ripple. Library case, very important. It could inform the Ripple case. BG, Brad Garlinghouse on Jed McCaleb's XRP stash. John Deaton dropping truth bombs. And we got an update with the SEC versus Ripple, and the court approves a ceiling request. You're going to need to know about it. XRP, current support and resistance, and check this out. XRP-ACI Ripple partner does $14 trillion each day. And someone has done the math per XRP. I think you're going to like it. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on Twitter at Dig Perspectives. At the top of the screen, everything that we're talking about here today. Right now, we have $1,067 billion market cap for crypto. We're up 0.5%. Don't forget, we have that hearing today. We're going to talk about that in a second. 22,000 plus for Bitcoin. Ethereum shooting up 40.7% to 1,500 plus right now, and it doesn't even work properly. Isn't that something? Because I think there's a promise for all of us out here. XRP, 36 cents. We're up 14.6% on the 7-day. And you know what? I need to keep a note of that. And at the number 7 spot, at that, shout out to Charles Hoskinson right here, coming in with 12.4% on Cardano right now at 48 cents. Let's take a look at the range of price very quickly here. It is 35 cents on the bottom, 37 on the top. We will keep an eye on it. Right now, we're off by a little more than 1.5%. I want to tell you about this, ladies and gentlemen. It's I Trust Capital. The only thing better than getting crypto is buying crypto tax-free. And you can do that with I Trust Capital with the crypto, gold, and silver IRAs. And they just recently, and I covered this the other day, but I want to remind people with a lot of, companies going under and suffering collapses and bankruptcies and things of that nature, you're not going to have to worry about your assets. And I Trust, this is one of the reasons I really love them besides the product and service they offer, is that they understand they have the pulse on the people and they understand their customers. And that I trust the assets that belong to our clients are their own, not ours. And that right there is security. And they understand that you need to hear that and be reaffirmed that that is your assets on their platform. And you will never have to worry about a scenario of anything other than that taking place. So make sure you check out the link underneath the description. Jim Cramer from Jim Cramer from his show, was it Money, whatever the hell it is, Mad Money on CNBC, that's it. Yeah, says he doesn't see a recession. Well, that settles it. We're definitely getting a recession. If I've ever seen, Jim Cramer is in fact the George Costanza of finance. There's no question about it. Financial reporting. Right here, just in, court filing reveals Three Arrows Capital owes $3.5 billion to 27 different crypto companies. Do you see right in this statement here, shout out to Watcher Guru, how quickly this can become a cascading effect? $3.5 billion to 27 different crypto companies. This is why iTrust comes out and tells you you're not going to have to worry about something like that going on our platform with our product or service, right? It's really important to be reaffirmed on those notions here. And talking about being reaffirmed on a notion, Stuart Alderati, legal team for Ripple, Congress and the courts need to rein him in. Yes, we're talking about none other than Gary Gensler from Wall Street Journal Opinion here. It says U.S. capital markets are the world's envy. And Gary Gensler's job as chairman of the SEC is to protect and promote them, but instead he's attacking them. And it is true, and we know that better than anybody as XRP holders. Thank God for John Deaton. Today we have the House Financial Services Committee. We need your help, Congress. We need your help. We need a level playing field for crypto. Please investigate the SEC, Gary Gensler, Jay Clayton, William Hinman. The USA should lead the fourth industrial revolution. professionally tag all of the people that you see here and anyone else that's on the House Financial Services Committee. Brad Garlinghouse says, who else is going to be closely watching the HFS committee hearings today? And I can tell you, I will, and I will be reporting on it when it happens. So we're going to give you whatever comes out of that, and hopefully we get some good out of it. Here's some good happening here, and I want to remind everybody of this. Ripple, obviously a partner with the Digital Pound Foundation. They say the UK Treasury has launched an inquiry to explore the role of crypto assets in the UK, including the opportunities and risks they bring to consumers and businesses, calling on the public to submit evidence by 5 p.m. Monday, September 12th. 2022. Crypto assets have the potential to bring new and innovative changes to the UK financial system, the economy, and broader society. But wait, there's more. A visualization from Ripple's new value report suggests the potential for central bank digital currencies has generated an overwhelming consensus among financial institutions. You know, it's in this point you have to ask yourself. You really do, because some people will say no, and some people will say, yep. And everybody has a different appetite for risk. But it's at this point that I say to myself, I'll share my digital perspective. This is not financial advice. I look at this and I say to myself, what are the odds that Ripple is a partner on the Digital Pound Foundation and they help the Digital Pound be launched and not actually be a part of it? I think those odds are pretty low. And that's why I own Ripple shares. And that's why I also own XRP. James K. Filan says here, and it's very important that we follow the library case. Jim, thank you so much for all you do to keep all of us up to date of what's happening on the legal side of things. In the library case, the SEC has filed a motion to exclude the opinion and testimony of library's expert. And Library says our experts' analysis showed a higher portion of the LBC token, right, transactions were used for their intended non-speculative purpose than Ethereum transactions. Uh-oh. The SEC really did not like that. Jeremy Hogan says the report seems to pretty damning for the SEC, hence the motion to exclude it. Yeah, I tell you, you know, everything comes back to the old Ethereum free pass and ETHgate, doesn't it? Here's Jim with some more information. It says here in the library case, the court has granted the parties joint motion to continue the trial date. Trial is set for a 2-week period beginning October 4th, 2022, before Judge Paul J. Barbadoro. Yeah, there you go. Listen, you know, we need to pay attention to this case. For one, Library has done the best they can through the last 4 years of hell and purgatory they've been in with the SEC. Number two, the judge from the SEC case, if they so choose, can use to be informed by that decision when they go to make their decision on the SEC versus Ripple. So there we have that. Brad Garlinghouse makes it a joke here a little bit. And, you know, I think we're all relieved that Jed McCaleb's taco stand wallet is done selling 9 billion XRP. And he says, tacos, anyone? Just kidding. The stand is closed. You know what? And we're happy the stand is closed. But it brings up more questions than answers here. Because I've often asked, and I ask still to this day, who did Jed McCaleb sell to? Did he sell to the Fed? Did he sell to the Treasury? Did he sell to just other OTC institutional investors? I don't know the answer. I tend to think maybe the Treasury was involved in some sales. I don't know. Hopefully we find out one day. But what I do know is that John Deaton says here, the SEC claimed XRP itself is a security, and anyone who sells it is violating Section 5 of Securities Act. That's why all the exchanges delisted it. The SEC claims that Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Larson enriched themselves at the expense of investors, and it is seeking $1.3 billion in disgorgement from these defendants. But we know that Jed McCaleb has sold his holdings. 9 billion XRP have been sold over the last 8 years. Failure to sue Jed McCaleb for selling 9 billion XRP shows The SEC's claims against Ripple are illegitimate. And it's absolutely true. Absolutely true. And listen, to be clear, the SEC claims itself, XRP itself is a security, but yet the co-founder, Jed McCaleb, earned $2.56 billion from sales of XRP since the date of the lawsuit was filed. That is nearly double the amount the SEC seeks from the defendants that were sued. It should be noted, Ripple has also sold XRP since the lawsuit was filed. And to be completely clear from this, John Deaton has made it very clear, as I say, I don't believe he has done anything wrong. I don't think Jed McCaleb's done anything wrong. And you know, I think that's, you know, something that's worthy of noting here. And he does make note of that in this article as well. But, you know, that is the problem, right? John Deaton continued by stating that he's not saying Jed did anything wrong, but that shows that SEC claims against Ripple and its executives are inconsistent and illegitimate. And I absolutely agree with that. Look right here. He said the SEC's objection telling why XRP holders shouldn't participate in the case is due tomorrow. John Deaton, the lawyer of the token holders, will be responding to that by Monday. He will be convincing the court why they should join the lawsuit. And you can see right here, John Deaton's remarks to that. He said, remember here, and I'll start with this with James. Ripple SEC says the court approves party sealing requests regarding Amici motion to participate in the challenge to SEC expert. Unsealed versions must be filed by tomorrow, which is today, July 19th. Amici must reply to the SEC objection to their participation by Monday, the 25th. Remember, the SEC claimed I didn't have a right to reply because I mislabeled my motion. I disagreed, citing the rules and arguing I do get a reply. The judge agreed with me, but to keep it real, the first time I filed the 18 months, I did misread her local rules, so I was nervous a bit. Yeah, well, we understand that, but you know what? We are so glad you're here, John Deaton, because keep this in mind. Ripple legal team, rightfully so, is representing Ripple's legal team. They are not representing us. John Deaton is. And if you haven't signed up for that class action, you might want to consider that. Moonchaser says here very quickly here that Ripple has spent over $100 million fighting the SEC and their flip-flopper stance on the infamous Hinman speech, whereby clarity on Bitcoin and Ethereum was given, despite Ethereum's well-publicized ICO. You may not like Ripple, but their war chest is literally holding the line for all of crypto. But I do want to add, and shout out to Moonchaser for that comment because I think it's right spot on. But I do want to add on to that. Remember, the asset has been delisted. And there are huge inconsistencies of why Jed McCaleb has been allowed to sell 9 billion XRP while Brad and Chris and Ripple are accused of selling securities. You know, the delisting of the token and making it unavailable in large part, aside from Uphold, really tells me that we may want to brace ourselves for some kind of a split decision, which John Deaton, I think, has tried to prepare us for, where the SEC can say they won and Ripple can say they won as well. What that looks like in detail, I can't know for sure until it actually takes place like the rest of us. But what I can say is that I am prepared for a moment where maybe, just maybe, there is a pivot point where they turn away from retail sales and it moves to accredited investor or larger. I don't know if that happens, and I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but it could. Because it's happened, I think, in the Kick case. I believe it was, if I'm citing that correctly. If I'm not, leave a comment below. So we want to be prepared for whatever may come out here. I do believe, however this goes, I think both sides will be able to claim a victory. I just don't know what the details of that victory would look like. We'll keep an eye on it. Keeping an eye on this. Support and resistance right here from Eggrag Crypto. XRP should close full body daily candle above 36 cents. For bullish continuation. Resistance is quite harsh, however, and it shows the Fibonacci levels here, and it gives us the targets of what we should be looking for. If we go below, we're looking at 33, 31, and 30. There's your lines, right? If we go above 36, 38, 41, and if we stay above, then you could be looking towards the 50-cent range, right? So we'll have to keep an eye on what goes on here, but these are the things to pay attention to on the near term. Now, let's talk big picture. We love big picture here because that's what I'm here for. And I know a lot of you hearing my voice are here for it too. Shout out to 24 Hours Crypto. Give him a follow. Doing great work over there on his channel. Show him some love. We showed news and reported on ACI and Ripple being a Ripple partner, which has been for many years now, for quite some time at least. And ACI does $14 trillion each day. Well, you know what? 24-hour crypto breaks down what that would look like with $14 trillion based on 54 billion in circulation, then 65 billion and 75 billion. Let's hear him talk it out.
Out to do. And now let's jump into the $14 trillion market cap. Quick breakdown on what it could mean for XRP. Given the circulating supply of 54 billion puts XRP at $259. Given the circulating supply of 65 billion, XRP would be trading at $215. Circulating supply 75 billion, XRP would be trading at $186. And again, my final thought, is this really realistic? Yes, very much so. I just showed you guys how it would work. Keep in mind, this is just one entity.
And that's exactly right.
Out to do.
It's just one
now let's jump in.
And shout out to 24 Hours Crypto again. Give him a like and follow. Doing a great job over there on his channel. Shout out to him. And you know what? I am here for the long shot. 4 or 5 digits, and I'll take 3. Hell, I'll take $1. But you know what? I'm here for the big picture. And what I realized for myself is I feel like I'm early. This is not financial advice to anyone, not from him, me, or anyone else. This is just my digital perspectives, and I couldn't be more excited about where all of this is going, and I can't wait to find out the resolution of this case and to watch all of the Ripple partners adopt the ledger and start to use it for the 4th industrial revolution. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch all of you on the next one.